Hello, this is old Mr. Kent again, and I think this is lesson number 6, if I can remember, at my age. Anyway, a couple of things we're going to cover today. And first of all, I hope that you're finding some of your favorite songs that you would like to play and trying to play them on your piano or your keyboard. And but if you haven't done that, you need to start doing that. And then if you have questions or comments, of things that are happening when you try that, be sure and put them down and I'll try to help you answer them, okay? And by the way, I'm working on my website, trying to get it up and running again. Never mind, you don't need to know why. But anyway, it was down, now I'm going to get it back up. And I can put all that stuff on the website and you can go download it real easily there. But in the meantime, you just have to do a screenshot. Pause the video and do a screenshot. And then also today we're going to talk about sharps and flats, and then we're also going to talk about minor keys and the difference. And I'll also give you some new chords that go along with that. So that's the plan for today. And like I said, if you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to answer them. And be sure to remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, because there's more to come. All right, so let's move the camera and get started. We're going to get started. I have had nothing but troubles trying to get set up to do this part of the video. So we'll see how it goes. It's been very frustrating. And the first thing I want to talk about is, what are sharps and flats for? And I don't really have a good reason, except that hundreds of years ago, when they established the Western music, they established it in each key. So that's C. Now, if we're going to do A, then we come over here and let's just do it up here. I think it'll fit. Yeah. Now you hit C sharp, and then F sharp. So you see all these, that in order to go to the different keys, they have to have this is called a half note. And if I can remember, when I do another video, I'll show you how, like for instance, we know that's middle A, so that's 440 cycles. Instead of using A, let's just use C, all right, whatever that is, all right? And this is going to be the next division up, and then this is going to be, it's called a half step. It's halfway between this one and this one, okay? And that's a half step. But those are needed in order to play what we hear in the Western Hemisphere music. And so I wasn't thinking of Western, country Western. So anyway, the thing is like, for instance, a lot of your wind instruments, horns and stuff, they use the flats. Like there's a lot of tunes in B flat. See, so I don't know my B flat very well, but anyway, so each note you can go up from there and still, like B flat or E or E flat. The flats are usually used in wind instruments, whereas the sharps, like F sharp, that's something that you'll find used in stringed instruments, generally speaking. So anyway, those are what the sharps and flats are for the different keys. And the thing is, C is not a good key to sing in, as far as I understand. You won't find very many songs in the key of C that people sing. Usually they're in the key of F or G or B flat or something like that, because it matches their voice, the range of their voice. But in order to play by ear easily, we're just going to stick with the key of C. All right. Now, so that's the sharps and flats. That's as much as I need to explain to you that they're necessary. Okay. Now we're going to take a look at. I'm going to compare now. This is C major, and remember I said in a previous video, I said we go down half a step on the middle key, and that's the minor. That's C minor. Now. In order to decide what key it's in, the bottom note is the bass note of that key, all right? So if we're going to do in D, see there's D, D major, and then we drop the middle one down halfway, and that's D minor, all right? So that's that's the difference between major and minor. Now, if with C, like for instance, if we're doing minor, then we do that, and then we come up here and we, instead of going to the four chord, we do a minor key. Okay, so there's the 4 chord, and then back, and then the 5/7 or the 5 chord is always the same, even in major and minor. So we've got that's C minor. So if you, the reason I'm showing you this is if you decide you're going to play a song and you just can't make it work in a major, maybe it's in a minor key. So let me show you. You don't need to worry about it, but the relative minor, and that's a term that you learn when you go to music class, the relative minor of the key of C is A, okay? So it'd be A minor. Now this is A major, but A minor is there, okay? So the middle key, see, the bass key is A, the middle key, we drop it down half, okay? And then the same thing is true on, that's the 1 chord, and the 4 chord is generally, but the minor for that is, so that's the minor. We drop the top one. So if we're going to play a song that's in a minor key and still use A or use the key of C, we're actually going to be playing in the key of A. But let's take a look now. We're going to go, like for instance, instead, like A minor is, okay, because there's major. Okay, so it's A, C, and E. So instead of going clear up here to do that, what we do when we're playing in the key of C is we do A, E, wait a minute. Okay, so it's A, C, and E. So A, or C, E, and A. All right, now that's A minor. And if we're going to play A major, then we go, I'm sorry, we're going to go, that's the C, that's A major, but with A minor down here, so we can play the notes here and not have to move around. So that's the 4 chord, or that's the 1 chord in A minor, all right? And then to make the 4 chord, is to bring this note up. That's the minor 4 chord of the key of A. So this is going to be the if you're doing a minor song, and then back to the 5 chord is you do the same thing you would normally do, but instead of moving up here, we're just going to do it down here. So there's the. Okay. Okay, so now I'll try to play this song. See there's the 4 chord, all right? And then I'm going to go to the 5 chord. So you can, if you find a song that's in a minor key, remember, we're going to go to the A, and I'll put these or the key positions at the end so you can pause the video and do a screenshot. So that's the A chord or the 1 chord, and then that's the 4 chord, and then the 5 chord is okay. And those are the basic chords you need in order to play most any song. And so, but that's all I want to talk about as far as as like there's a lot of songs. Well, let me just see if I can play this for you, okay? Now we're gonna switch it a little bit. One of the things about minor songs is partway through, it's called a bridge, they'll go to the major. Okay. Okay, let's see. Now that song goes to the major. Now we're going to go major. See, that's C major, 4 chord. And that's the C5 chord. Now we go back to the minor. All right, now I'm going to warn you. I'm showing you this so that if you find a song you want to play and it just doesn't seem to work, it may be in a minor key, okay? You don't have to practice playing in a minor key, so that's not your assignment. Your assignment is not to do that. But if you remember in lesson 6, when you get further along and if you can't figure out what's going on, you probably need to use the key of A minor to play in. Now you're still playing in this with the C chords, but it's actually in A minor. I won't go any further about that. Okay, so anyway, so we know what sharps and flats are for. We know that there are songs written in minor keys, and in a lot of them, like I said, in the middle of the song or the bridge, they switch to the major and then switch back. The relative minor of C is A minor, okay? All right, and so anyway, that's just music theory, okay? So you don't need to know that. All right, so I think that covers this lesson, and I hope I haven't made a mess out of it and confused you. But just don't don't try to practice anything in the minor key unless you find a song. And like I said, I'll put a list of songs I just practice on, and maybe you find one that you'll like. Eventually, I'll get things on my website, and then I will make it so you can just go click on it and download it. All right? So in the meantime, I want to thank you for watching my video, and God bless.